Hey guys. Sorry, it might be a little loud. I'm in my backyard, just kind of checking on our plants and everything, but it's cycle day 1. So I called CNY this morning. Well, not really morning, kind of on my lunch break at work, but we are getting ready for our first frozen embryo transfer. Sorry, I'm really distracted. But I called CNY. They wanted me to do my monitoring Friday. It's currently Wednesday. And my clinics or my imaging centers were not available at all for this Friday. So, there's butterflies everywhere. I had to call them back, and so they suggested that we go get our imaging, or at least I get my imaging done tomorrow instead. Sorry, there's a lot of walking around just to get to that simple point. But big apple tree, it's really pretty. So I actually called some places. I was able to get those situated, and I guess they'll let me know if I need to take any like estrogen, progesterone. The progesterone and oil is what I'm worried about. I hear so many people say so many negative things, that they get like welts and it hurts. I don't know, haven't done it, don't know what to expect, but we'll find out tomorrow what's going on, and we'll get ready for our first embryo transfer, and hopefully it's good news, or everything turns out great. But yeah, we'll see. But it's finally spring. Look, like, check out our yard. It needs work, but our apple tree, we have a pear tree. These obviously were here when we bought the house. Very old, weren't maintained that well, unfortunately. I also got a hopefully cut flower garden to go up soon. And some asparagus, vegetables, strawberries, and onions. Gotta de-weed all that. But yeah, big yard. Hopefully we can fill it with some kiddos eventually. So here we are, day 2. Just finished my ultrasound monitoring appointment for baseline. That is done. I hate baselines because like they're so... I'll never get used to doing an ultrasound while on my period. Like, I think that's just the God honest truth. My baselines for my egg retrieval last month weren't as bad because I did them on cycle day 3, which my period's still kind of heavy, but it's not as bad on cycle day 3. Today was cycle day 2, which is the worst day of my period. It's just the heaviest day of my period. So, which, by the way, if you do an egg retrieval and either you do a fresh and it failed, or you don't do a fresh and you plan for frozen, your period after egg retrieval is supposedly heavier and more painful just because, I don't know if the medications or your lining being thicker. My lining was thick, but because I didn't prepare for a fresh transfer, it wasn't as thick as it could be. But I do feel like it is a little heavier than my typical period. Not much more painful. I usually get my cramps several days before, but they weren't that different than my typical premenstrual cramps from my normal periods. Thankfully mine hasn't been horrible. Pain-wise, it is pretty heavy. And that's when they had to do the transplant and all, and I'm like, never get used to it. They do still check for your lining, of course. Transfers, that's gonna be the main thing they're looking at. And then they do still do your follicle count. So, they didn't tell me how many follicles I had this time. I don't know if because it mattered this time or not. They just didn't tell me. But I have my blood work now too that I have to go to, which that's not for like another hour and a half, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go to work because it's literally like 40 minutes from here just to come all the way back and do blood work. So I might go to a cafe or something and hang out for a little bit. Maybe work on uploading my travel to CNY for the egg retrieval video because I haven't done that one yet. But okay, we'll see. Hopefully not too many of these appointments. As far as I know, you only do like 2 monitoring sessions, maybe 3, depending on how well your lining responds to the medications. But hopefully an update in the next clip. So. Long time no talk. So the last clip was actually from like a week and a half ago. So since my first ultrasound and blood work, everything they said looked fine. My lining was 9 millimeters. I haven't updated since then, but they did send me to go back for another ultrasound and blood work a week later, which I did. That was about 4 to 5 days ago. Update on that. They said everything still looked good. All my medications, they kind of just added progesterone on top of it. If you didn't know, what CNY has me doing right now is over-the-counter medications plus some prescriptions. So the over-the-counter is I'm taking baby aspirin in the morning, Claritin first thing in the morning. I'm also doing Pepsid and Benadryl at night. And then the prescriptions they had me taking, at least for the first week with the over-the-counter stuff, was estrogen 3 times a day, or S-trace or estradiol, whatever, and prednisone twice a day with food, doxycycline twice a day with food, which I finished the doxycycline, and the LDN, low dose naltrexone, I think is what it's called, and then prenatals, and then I take my metformin and my vitamin D and everything else that I normally take on top of that. And then once I went in for my ultrasound and blood work a week later, everything still looked good. My lining went from 9 millimeters to 8. That's not too bad considering that it was 9 millimeters at day 2 on my period, which I figured I was probably still shedding, so it was probably going to get thinner. But 8 milliliters isn't bad. I was kind of hoping it'd be thicker. It's okay. And then they added progesterone after that. So now I'm doing progesterone suppositories 3 times a day, which that has been fun. I'm pretty sure if you get suppositories, they give you an applicator. I got mine through Metro Pharmacy through the med bundle with CNY, and it came through the med bundle for when I did my egg retrieval. Since I didn't do a fresh transfer, I had the the progesterones left over because I didn't need them because I didn't do a fresh transfer. That's 3 times a day. I think that's more annoying than the progesterone and oil shots. Just be aware, the suppositories are either, I can't tell if it's a suppository or me, but it's either going to give you a lot of discharge, like your own personal discharge, or the pill itself is going to dissolve and you're going to have a lot of just fluid leaking out. So if you have a lot of like period panties or underwear that's dedicated to like when you know you're a little bit more having a lot more discharge, just dedicate the rest of your progesterone taking life to those underwear because that's what you're going to be using. Progesterone and oil shots. I was honestly really scared because everyone's like, they're horrible, they hurt. They're not that bad. Okay, granted, I'm only like 4 days in, so I don't have any knots. I don't have anything negative with it happening. So far, I think they're pretty easy. They're more intimidating than they actually are, in my opinion. But I can probably add a video of us doing ours later. So we'll see. They're not too bad in my personal opinion, but again, I'm only 4 days in. Granted, there are people that are stuck on PIO shots up until 10 to 14 weeks, whenever, at least with CNY's protocols. But yeah, and then they actually gave me our transfer date. Our transfer date is this week. It is this Thursday. It's currently Monday right now. It's after work. I'm getting ready to head home. I need a shower because I'm disgusting. We did have Mother's Day yesterday, which I visited my mom. We went to go see my grandma. It was also just kind of like a rough day. Not as rough as last year. Last Mother's Day and last Father's Day, I got my period on those days, so that sucked. That sucked a lot. But our transfer day is for this Thursday. I'm trying not to get too excited. I guess I'm just trying to be realistic in the sense that it's not gonna work, and just kind of plan in my head that we're gonna do this again in June. But we'll see. Financially as well, we have to see, because it's starting to get really expensive. My sister-in-law is gonna be coming with us this time, and hopefully we get to explore Buffalo a little bit more, but we'll see. But I'll probably get you guys updated with our PIO shot, and then maybe after that we might just skip into our trip to our frozen embryo transfer. I guess we'll see, but just taking it one day at a time. We'll get there. We will get there. So, progesterone and oil. We've actually been doing it for what? It's our 4th day now? Day 4?
I think so.
It's been really stressed about it. But it's not that bad. No?
I guess.
Is it that bad?
A little bit.
I think he stresses about it more than I do. And I'm the one who's actually getting the shot. So. So a tip with these that at least I've been told is either get a little thing that you can warm up, or like a hot water bottle. So I got a water bottle I just microwave because it's easier. Just kind of massage that over the spot where you're going to do your insert in. I kind of have it with the oil too, because oil's thick, not warm, helps it go in easier. This is our needle for pulling in the medication into the syringe, so it's a really fat needle. This is not the needle that goes inside, which was a good thing to know. Metro kind of gave us, it's still a same length needle, but it's skinnier for the actual injection. And this one's an intermuscular, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Intermuscular shot, so
Intramuscular.
Intramuscular.
I think.
We could both be wrong. But from Stims, those were like medications that went into just the fatty part of your skin, so they're much shorter. These have to go all the way into the muscle, kind of like not in your butt, but kind of above your butt, but not your lower back, just like the fine in between. So we're gonna do this, and it's day 4 into it. So far no issues, but we'll see. We're only in day 4, so just sanitizing the top of the oil. I'm not sure what kind of oil they use, but I think you can get different oil types depending if you're allergic. So again, really fat needle, not the one that you're using for yourself, but just to get the medication. Actually, you know what? gonna set it to the amount, push in the air. It's more difficult when I'm trying to record it. There we go. Sorry, that's not like the clearest image, but unscrew this needle. I cleaned it already. So.
Oh, did?
Put on the new needle.
You took it out yet?
Well,
Did you get a massager still on? I still gotta wipe it. And you gotta warm up your.
Well, we still gotta warm up my butt, back, whatever it is. So I guess I'll leave the cap on it.
Is it your left side? No, this side.
We're doing my left side.
Okay.
I find it a lot easier to do this while laying down. I haven't tried it just bent over like this. I feel like it would hurt more. But I do it laying down. At least I was told that's easier. I don't know. I haven't tried. Got the medication in my hand to keep it warm. This is always fun. But George puts in the needle for me because I obviously can't see what I'm doing back there. So the first time we did it, I bled a lot. Right, baby?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of scared us a little bit, but you want the needle?
Yeah.
So it's a 1.5 inch needle and it has to go fully in.
You wanna hold this for me?
It doesn't bother me too much. I know a lot of people get a lot of knots and everything from the progesterone and oil shots, but to me, I don't want to let you know. I want you to just do it without me knowing. I don't want to see him because then I get anxious about it. But usually if it just goes in fast enough. Oh, is it in already?
Mm-hmm.
I flinch a lot on my left side. When you do it on my right side, I don't. But it's just a tiny pinch, in my opinion. And then once it's fully in, he just has to pull on the syringe to make sure no blood comes back. If blood comes back, then you probably hit a capillary.
Push it in.
Okay. But as long as you get air bubbles, you should be good, which they say happens like 99% of the time. And once you're good, then you can push it in, which he's doing right now. I don't normally feel it. I think it's really good for you to heat up the vial as much as you can and keep the syringe warm. But yeah, no, I sometimes feel the oil a little bit at the end, but like I could feel it a little bit, kind of like a little bubble in the muscle, but that's where we come back with the hot water bottle and lay it on top and just massage it until the oil is distributed through the muscle. So far they haven't been too bad, but again, it's only day 4 of the shots. And if this transfer works, we'd be on it for several weeks afterwards. So, but not too bad. You doing okay, baby?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's the last of it, so.
Okay.
Not much blood, so.
Yay, not a lot of bleeding. So that's basically the PIO shots, or progesterone and oil shots. So
Okay.
yeah, pretty good.
Can I Here, give me the cap. Where's it at?
It's in my hand.
Okay.
It's probably
You
really
got it?
dangerous. Okay.